Justin, are you ready to just make it magic?
Yeah, Matt, let's magic this.
Let's magic together this
I put a
game.
spell on this video
That's pretty good.
because it's fine.
Terrific. We're playing Magicka Wizard Wars, which I'm going to go out on a limb and say you don't know anything about.
Not a damn thing.
Did you play
I know, yeah, I know Magicka, right? I'm not a simpleton.
Right.
I know about Magicka.
Spell mixing, spell crafting, multiplayer, like cooperative game.
Isometric.
I don't know about that. It is cooperative, but also competitive. Magicka Wizard Wars just takes sort of the cooperative element out of it entirely. I just got exploded. I got exploded because I didn't magic very good.
You gotta cast the spells better.
You gotta cast all of the spells so good. Wingardium Leviosa, Luminos, Luminosity,
Travelocity.
that spell that Shaq casts in Kazaam that makes hamburgers fall out of the sky. It's been a while since I've seen it. So it is a, I would sort of classify it as a MOBA light, which I mean that is, I'm not super into the MOBA
So basically,
genre.
like 80% of games that are released anymore.
Well, this
it's either that or free-to-play racing games.
This one does some pretty clever stuff with it, actually. It has all of the spell crafting stuff that Magicka had. You have two teams, 4-on-4, and you can, mix spells together to different effects. There I made healing bombs on the ground. You can make shields. You can make ice or stone walls. You can throw fireballs. There's tons of different ways to use these different elements in different combinations. And it's an interesting sort of subversion of the idea of roles in MOBA games, because you have typically things like, the support role and the carry role. And really, because you can mix these spells and everybody's sort of starting out on equal footing, you can do anything you want as the situation calls for it. So you can see one of the things that people are doing a lot is casting healing beams on each other. Which is a good way of keeping yourself out of danger and also healing somebody faster than they can heal themselves. So just like that, you're taking on a support role. It's really easy to just drop a shield on the ground that will not only stop you from taking damage from most spells, for most spells it'll bounce the damage right back at the person who is casting the spell. So it's a good offensive maneuver too. Are you yawning?
No, I'm not. It's just really hard to parse what's going on. It just looks like nonsense to me from this vantage point.
Mechanically, it is nonsense, and it has the mechanics of learning to craft spells and what's good, like how to strategically use it with 3 other people, keeping in mind that you're fighting 4 people who are doing the exact same thing. It is a lot to take on. Where I think the game is successful, man, I just got completely Mateo'd there. Where the game is successful is that the game mode itself is actually pretty easy to understand. So we're about to lose this game. I'll explain what's going on. There are, on this map, 4 spawn points on the map, and you control the spawn point by just standing in it for a while.
Okay.
And if the enemy team is holding all the spawn points, you can't spawn back in. And if that happens and all the people in your team die and nobody can spawn back in, you lose. You also have a number of tickets that you use to respawn, and once those run out, if everybody dies, you lose. And that's all there is to it. There's no, special quests on the map or anything. There's no, towers to take down or whatever. So it's a lot simpler in that regard than most MOBAs.
Look at you. You're adorable.
I'm a cute little guy pie. Here you can see the sort of team lineup before we get started. And as you can tell, people have different equipment. That can change, the speed and damage of their melee attacks.
Are these 2 different teams?
These are 2 different teams, yeah.
So why are their colors not unified? Doesn't it seem like there should be all red on one side or whatever?
I mean, the names and health bars of the characters are green or red depending on what team they're on, so it's actually not that hard to keep
Seems
track of.
kind of hard though.
It's not. It super isn't.
That seems hard to me. I don't know.
You can buy new equipment with the gold that you earn for playing in each match, and that equipment can change your different elemental strengths and weaknesses. So and each one has is 0 sum, right? So it can add 15 to your fire damage, but it'll subtract 15 from your water damage.
Okay.
So in that sense, it does kind of help you specialize in a certain role, because As you can see, I have my life spells. The life element is bound to W, and those are almost always healing spells. So if I boost that element, then I'm going to be better at healing my teammates.
Right.
But I might be, worse at casting.
Hey, you just captured a spawn point, huh?
I did. I did a great job there. The game mode, like, that's the most, I think, inviting thing to me. Because I found it really hard to get into MOBAs because they require you to... I mean, there's a level of built-in mastery in that genre, I think, that it is just kind of an intimidating wall to scale to begin with.
Yeah.
But it's not only that. Like, you look at a map of, like, a League of Legends or Heroes of the Storm or whatever, and it's like... It's crazy. There's branching paths, there's towers you have to take down, there's minion spawn points you have to nurture, there's, special objectives like special enemies you can kill that will give you experience points and gold, and then you have to figure out how to spin that wisely.
There's hilarious holes with branches on top of them.
There's what?
Like holes with branches on top of them where you walk over, it's like, oh no.
Oh no, I've fallen in. In Wizard Wars, there really isn't any of that. All you have to keep in mind are these spawn points and how many tokens you have left. And I don't know, it's like a super simplified, almost like first-person shooter like mechanic of domination. Almost.
I gotta say, I tried to play Infinite Crisis yesterday. It's a DC MOBA, and this interface is certainly a lot more parsable, I'd say, than that is.
Yeah. It's really like all of the complexity is in the spell crafting mechanics, like figuring out because it is simpler in the sense that you don't have to worry about like purchasing upgrades in games and like leveling up your character in game. All of the complexity comes down to knowing what each combination can kind of do and then figuring out what to do in each scenario. To me, there's very few things more satisfying than like when you see an enemy charging up a super powerful spell and then dropping a shield like that and bouncing it right back at them. That is like where the game gets complex. You also have a melee attack that's very powerful, but you have to get like right up on an enemy, so sometimes it's appropriate to use that, sometimes it's not. The only other sort of loadout thing you can do is you see those 4 spells that I have next to like all my different elements. That bar will charge up over time and also every time you kill an enemy. And the more it charges up, the more powerful spells you can use. So like that meteor shower attack is the 4th level, and it takes a while to like save that up. So you have to sort of not use your weaker spells to save up for a big beefy bad boy.
Just dropped an outhouse.
Dropped an outhouse full of dudes. It's another special spell. That's another thing that you can unlock and or purchase with real ass money, if you so choose. Is
it free to play?
It will be. So it's been out on early access since I want to say October, and it's been very limited. I think there was only one map. This is a new map that isn't going to debut until the game enters open beta, which is next week, I believe, May 27th. And once it does that, it'll be free. The only way that you could get early access is if you got a beta code or if you purchased like a founder's pack,
which did you do?
$12 or so. I got early access. I got that special.
Whoa! Using your connections?
I rubbed some elbows.
Sure.
I greased the right wheels.
Rubbed your butt on somebody else's butt.
I rubbed my butt on my computer monitor until the game downloaded itself.
Via static electricity.
Yeah. It's all zeros and ones in this butt. It's I don't know, for as like shallow as the idea, like the core game mode idea is, no 2 matches I've played have sort of gone the same way. Because I think it's just deep enough. There's more than one win condition, and so here I got greedy and I tried to lock down the last spawn point by myself, and that didn't go very well.
No.
But I mean, it also requires teamwork. You need like multiple people trying to take down one guy at the same time. So that MOBA idea of maintaining strength in numbers at all times is maintained here, but like in a very like simplified and very accessible way.
So noticing like not a lot of or any sort of like chat. Is there chat? Chatting.
I don't know if there's voice chat. There is like text chat, but honestly, the game
Doesn't
is
seem
so
like people are doing a lot of that.
Most of the strategizing, I think, takes place in the just like paying attention to the mini map, because you can see if an enemy enters into one of your teammates' line of sight, they show up on your mini map. But you can also see like who is holding each spawn point. So right now we have more tickets than them. Not a whole lot more. They could go on a pretty good run and start clearing us out. But now we're both holding down 2 spawn points.
I think that's a good not chat, because like one of the things I don't like about MOBAs is when I try to play them, people get a little mean about it. They call me a chucklehead or.
Well, you know what I love about Magicka
chowderhead
is when someone calls you a chowderhead, you can kill them with magic if they're on your team. If someone's being a ding dong,
you just hit them with the ding dong blaster.
You hit them with a ding dong blaster, and then they're done. All right, Justin, it's time for your favorite part of every overview we do, which is where I outfit my character with different stuff.
Interface. I love that you always save it for last, because then it's like, let me see those ones and zeros.
Sure.
Let me see those pay gates.
You can see
opportunities for microtransactions.
I don't have a lot of stuff unlocked. You buy equipment in the store with gold, which is a resource you unlock. Every time you level up, this is weird, you get one of these crystals of different elements, and you need different combinations of crystals to buy new spells. Those are the things bound to the 1, 2, 3, and 4 that like charge up. So you need to like get pretty lucky with your unlocks if you want to like get the one crystal you need to finish, crafting one of these spells. Otherwise, you just buy it with real money. To me, I think that's probably the big monetization thing that they're doing with the game. And here's the store where you can buy stuff, and you can see how it changes your different elemental properties. Like, this one makes you better at healing but worse at arcane. This one makes you better at fire but worse at water. And it also has a pretty great, visual effect. The weapons just change like how your weapon behaves in terms of like how fast it attacks and how much damage you do. Like I have a sword that's slower but more powerful, or a dagger that I can throw but it's weaker, and then staves do sort of the same thing. And then there's other stuff. There's a lot of ways to customize your dude. I haven't really earned enough gold to buy anything yet.
Yeah, it seems like you're a little.
I'm a little strapped, but I've only been playing for at this point when I was recording this video like an hour or so.
Have you played more? Are you gonna keep playing it?
You know what?
Or is this gonna be like Nosgoth, where I start playing it and you're like, I'm like, where are you, Griffin? And you're like, I was like, you said this would be fun and this is such a fun game, and then you're like, sorry, I'm over on that new shit.
I mean, I don't want to make you any promises, Justin. I know I've hurt you just so many times before.
Nosgoth, that one with the shooting and the guns. What was that?
Loadout, yeah.
Loadout.
Listen, it's not my fault that like people are releasing free-to-play multiplayer games like every 15 minutes.
That archery game, probably archery.
That wasn't really.
Probably sometimes archery.
Free-to-play. That wasn't really
I was playing that one with you. I was just standing there waiting with a bow in my hand like an idiot.
Yeah. I'm not going to make any promises, but I have really enjoyed this one. It sort of snuck up on me. I didn't really know anything about it either until I started playing it, and I don't know. I think it's pretty GD delightful. I could see myself playing a bit more of this one.
What's going on the back of the box?
Pretty GD delightful. It's I don't know. I never even got into Magicka that deep. I don't really care for MOBAs all that much, so it's like surprising that I'm digging it. But I don't know. I should also point out that like I'm not great at competitive games, so for me to like hop into a game like this and I was like the MVP on a couple matches like after playing for just 20 minutes. So like I think that has something to say about like its accessibility, that somebody like me, a real chowderhead, can
Sounds like it really rewards a lot of playtime too.
Well, I mean, I was also playing against a bunch of people who had not played the game before. But you can see that was a dank shield deployment right there.
Look at you, get that guy.
I didn't get him, but I had to take this spot. Look at this Dukem Nukem think he's gonna stand up to me and my buddies, but he can't because I have magics. He does actually kill me, I think. So maybe.
Oh man.
Maybe, I don't remember. This happened so long ago. Yes, I did in fact die.
That is, you're going to heaven.
I'm going to. Well, there's no heaven in Magicka.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a big part of the lore. When you die, it's really kind of dark.
It's a little nihilistic.
Yeah, maybe a bit. So this is Magicka Wizard Wars. It's free to play starting next week, May 27th. I don't know, man. I really don't care for this genre at all, and I dug it a whole bunch. So I think it may be one to keep an eye out for. But I also recognize I said that about a lot of other games that I didn't continue playing.
Right.
I'm just one man. There are only so many hours in the day, you know?
It's too true.
Too true.
Too true. That's what Tuesdays with Maury taught me.
Yeah. 5 people you meet in heaven.
Exactly.
Is another
Or
book he wrote.
not, or don't, in the case of Magicka.
Yeah, 5 people you won't meet in heaven, because there is no heaven in Magicka. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back next week with the fresh video content, very shareable, very viral video content. That you
Please share this video.
Please share it and viral it.
Take a vine of this video.
Take a vine of this video and then cross-post that across Facebook, Twitter, all of your social media channels.
Please, I don't want to close Polygon. Please just share this.
This is the video's the linchpin. If this video doesn't make it, we're done.
You should see a large button on your screen now that says like tweet it, and then another one says Facebook it, another one says Google Wave it.
Just do all of it.
Says put it on Grinder.
Wave it,
do all
buzz
of it,
grind it, do it all. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.